Well, I just got finished with this one. I got rid of the buzzing on the first few frets. And part of it, I'm sure, was the old strings that were on there, but there is some fret wear. Probably significant. If I wanted to get the action really low on this guitar, I would have to level the frets, but I'll just make sure the customer's happy with it and see what they want to do. Yeah, I just put a slight forward bow in the neck, lowered the saddle. I left the nut alone. It with the years it has become quite low, but it's just about right, so I'm going to leave that. Pretty easy to play. Maybe a medium action. I'll let you see it. It might be low for some people. There you go. And I looked up a little bit more on these guitars. It looks like they only made them for a few years, from 1998 to 2001 or so. And I think it is a laminate top. Again, it's hard to tell by just looking at it. By sound, I'd say it would be a laminate top. Either that or a really heavily braced solid top, but probably laminate top. And I guess we'll see how it's held up over the years. No cracks at all, nothing's coming apart. I don't hear any rattles, no loose braces. The bridge is glued on well still. The tuning machines are getting a little worn, especially on the third string, and sometimes it gets really tight and feels like it's about to break when you're turning it. So I don't know how much longer that's going to last, but they look like standard tuning machines. It should be easy to find replacement for them. And you see end pins missing. That's another thing that's easy to find parts for. I don't know if the customer wants one in there, or if they have this string there to tie the strap on. And a little bit of wear on the bridge pins. That's at some point, or maybe multiple times, they were pushed in very deep, and they were difficult to remove. So somebody took pliers to them. Looks like multiple times. I'll probably do a separate video on the bridge pins at some point, because a lot of people really force them down as hard as they can, and it makes it very difficult to remove. And they won't really hold them in any much better than if you just pull the string up against it and gently put it in there. I've seen a lot of these break from people using pliers on them. Of course, it's just a cheap part, so they're easy to replace. You'll scar up the bridge with pliers, and this one actually isn't too bad. And if they are in there very firmly, and I can't get them out by just pulling them up with my fingers or using a plastic tool or something like that, I'll go inside the guitar and push them up. I think the bridge pins are going to cut into my fingers, I'll just use a rag, and I've always been able to get them out that way. I've never had to use pliers, and that'll save you some damage. Yeah, I can't think of any other points at the moment, but yeah, this thing's in good shape. Other than a couple little things that will wear out throughout the years, like the tuning machines, damage to the bridge pins, wear for playing, fret wear, and I won't be able to get the action really low on this guitar unless I level the frets. But it's not too bad. Fret leveling is a expensive job, and this is probably just around a $100 guitar, and most people probably would not want to put that kind of money into one of these. But it's not bad. I could live with it like this. I'll go ahead and play through it a little bit. Alright, so overall this would be a good campfire guitar. It's not going to be quite as loud or full sounding as a higher end one. But I'd recommend it. Pretty good for what it is. And hopefully you found the video informative. And I'll have more coming.